video tutorial, we focus on the use of multimodal elements and the rhetorical functions of visuals. You will learn about how visuals create impact and attract the audience's interest, especially in the case of genres of open science, such as the genres we have seen in the previous video tutorials. The content of this video tutorial are illustrated with the visuals that you have seen in previous videos for ease of identification with the digital genres that they correspond to. So, what are digital multimodal genres? In previous video tutorials, we described the language and rhetorical strategies of genres for increasing research impact and visibility in professional communication of science, and language and rhetorical strategies of genres for public communication of science on the internet, or parascientific genres. A key feature in most of these digital genres is the use of multimodality. These digital text types are constructed not just by the means of words, but by a combination of words with other modes and modalities. Genres on the internet include pictures, videos, images, and sound files. These are semiotic resources for meaning making. Other semiotic resources for visual impact include the use of color, font size, framing, focus, and positioning of elements, which contribute to the making of meaning in these texts. These are key considerations that we need to take into account to create effective multimodal text. This means that in addition to digital text composing, we also need to consider both the visual design and, more importantly, image-text interactions, as we are going to see next. So let's take the example of graphical abstracts, a generic innovation of a traditional abstract. What is the secret to produce a good visual graphical abstract? Well, according to Elsevier's guidelines, for example, these abstracts should include images that allow readers to quickly gain an understanding of the take-home message of the article. So multimodality is a key feature of these text types. The visual design needs to be very effective to grasp the reader's interest and encourage him or her to browse and identify more quickly which articles are most relevant to their research interests. If you want to know more about graphical abstract, it's worth taking a closer look to Elsevier website before creating a good visual abstract for your article. We see that visual abstracts perform important functions. They serve to inform, to describe processes, such as the ones we can see here, but they also serve to highlight the key contents of the research article and the main findings. In the graphical abstract on the left, consider the selection of images. They are all key concepts, and the use of arrows, which are topological. Notice also the use of colors in the graphical abstract on the right. We see block spots with key findings on the left, and then on the right a graphical representation of the process. Consider also the way you read both graphical abstracts. Instead of proceeding in a linear or sequential order as writing, you probably read them spatially as an image. Compared to the text, the images in this example are more immediate, more polysemous, more topological, relating to the way the parts of something are organized or connected, and more appealing than the classical written abstract. Let's take a closer look at the visual impact of the graphical abstract compared to its associated written abstract. What is the interaction or interrelation between text and visual? Both are interconnected semantically. The graphical abstract uses keyword or related words, those highlighted in red in the written abstract. It also uses the antonym or opposite of activation, which is resting. The visual abstract also uses arrows that make explicit the interrelation between and among these key concepts. In sum, the graphical abstract makes the key concepts of the written abstract and conceptual interrelation much clearer by using just one single image. Let's talk about author videos that involve multi-channel communication. What do they consist of? Well, these videos combine the visual, the oral, and the verbal to inform and to appeal to the audience. By this means, they enable authors to highlight the topic, convey credibility, and construct an identity. This website provides useful information about the way videos can grab readers' attention and engage with them in a personal way online. Videos can be posted on your institution or personal websites and can be shared using academic social networking sites such as ResearchGate or Academia, professional sites such as LinkedIn or blogs or microblogs for social media communication such as Facebook or Twitter. Video abstracts are also digital multimodal genres in which we need to consider elements such as composition, camera angle, and distance, as well as how these visual elements interact with the surrounding written or spoken text. So, what is the visual design of these videos? In this case, framing is very important, as every shot of the video has to help the viewers direct the viewer's attention. Though there are no rules for how to frame a particular shot, you should be aware of the types of framing and their particular uses. This is especially helpful for video abstracts that consist mostly of the researcher speaking directly to the camera. Images of the researcher create proximity if we use a shot that's between a mid shot and a close-up, which shows the subject from approximately his or her waist up. This is the recommended angle shot when filming yourself speaking for an extended period of time. Animation and soundtrack can also be used to create different rhetorical or persuasive effects. These are important considerations to build a researcher's identity, convey professionalism, and at the same time create proximity with the audience. In professional communication of science, visuals can provide a synthetic view of research findings and highlight the key findings of the research work. Just take the case of two parent scientific genres, for example, research and personal academic web pages. Visuals can be used here to enhance the textual content and grab the attention of the audience, and they are also used to invite further navigation. As you can see here, images and texts frame each other. We can say that, following Jones and Hafner, the visuals used in the research websites on the left are complementary, that is to say, the visual elements is an attention grabber and fills in the detail of the verbal mode. And the visual used in the personal academic website on the right is concurrent. In other words, the messages are the same and reinforce each other. Multimodality is a key feature of genres for engaging the public in research. In citizen science projects like the one on the left, the visuals accompanying the text perform two main functions. In the homepage and overview section, researchers use photographs of the object investigated and of the researchers conducting fieldwork to introduce the project and explain the relevance of their research goals, illustrate and contextualize the project. In the classify section, photographs and videos perform a deictic function, that is, they illustrate the object that the volunteers have to search, collect, and or classify, and what procedures they should follow to do so. In crowdfunding projects like the one on the right, the overview section includes an image or an embedded video. Images generally illustrate the main topic of the project, the object of study in the project, and at times the problem that the researchers need to solve, and may present visual arguments with an appeal to emotion. In the embedded videos, the researchers explain who they are, what they do, and what problem they aim to address in the project. Therefore, visuals can be considered parallel text to the overall text. You may find different examples if you take a look at the websites of these two web portals. This digital genre can be widely disseminated using social media. This is a tweet of a researcher's account. Let's consider multimodality as text-image interaction. Images are used for complementarity purposes, filling the details of the written text. The main function of visuals is to highlight the key object of the researcher investigated, the object under discussion. Emojis are also used to grab attention, represent information or keywords in a visual manner, while GIFs work to highlight or mark attitudes. So, visuals always work rhetorically in multimodal texts, at times presented visual arguments with an appeal to emotion. Another mode specific to social media are hyperlinking through external links to expand information and hashtags to highlight keywords. And finally, interactivity is realized through mentions to co authors, colleagues, institutions. In conclusion, multimodality and visual rhetoric perform very important functions in science communication online. Thank you for your attention.